Lisa's smug little threat about taking everything would have scared me if I had not already been 10 steps ahead of her. I leaned back in my chair, completely calm. You really think you were going to take the house? The kids? Everything? She crossed her arms, chin tilted up like she had already won. Obviously. Courts always side with the mother. I chuckled. Not when the mother is a cheating, lying mess who got caught making love with her Bolt driver in the back seat of his car. Oh, and let's not forget the recording of you admitting to the whole thing. Her smirk faltered. But I was not done. And the best part? My lawyer already has it. The divorce papers are being filed first thing Monday. So by the time you try to pull your little "I'm taking everything" stunt, the court will already have proof of exactly who you are. Lisa's face went pale. You wouldn't. I smiled. I did. For the first time since I caught her, she was speechless. I could see the wheels in her head spinning, trying to figure out how to get out of this. But there was no way out. I had the proof. I had the legal backing. I had her backed into a corner. She tried one last trick, the crocodile tears. But what about the kids? She sniffled. Do you really want to break up their family? Do you want them to grow up in a broken home? I laughed. Lisa, you broke this home the second you made love with another man behind my back. She opened her mouth, but I cut her off. And by the way, good luck explaining this to them when they are older. Because when they ask why mommy and daddy got divorced, I will be telling them exactly what happened. That shut her up real fast. For the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. Not guilt, not remorse. Fear. She knew she had lost. And I was just getting started. Lisa stood there, her face pale, her mouth opening and closing like a fish gasping for air. She had always been quick with excuses, fast with the lies, but now? She had nothing. I could see it the exact moment she realized she had lost control. You can't do this, she finally whispered. I tilted my head. Do what? Divorce you for cheating? Oh, I definitely can. And I will. Her face twisted in rage. You think you were so smart, huh? You think you have everything figured out? I shrugged. More than you, apparently. She lunged at me, actually tried to grab my phone off the table like she could somehow delete the evidence herself. I pulled it away before she could get her claws on it. She screamed in frustration. You were ruining my life. I laughed. A real, full-on laugh. I am ruining your life? Lisa, you did that all by yourself. She clenched her fists. You think you were going to walk away from this as the perfect little victim? No. No, I will not let you do this. I raised an eyebrow. Lisa, you are the bad man. Her nostrils flared. You pushed me into this. You ignored me. You stopped making me feel special. I exhaled sharply, shaking my head. Wow. You really can't take responsibility for anything, can you? Her eyes darted around, desperate to find something to latch onto, some way to twist this in her favor. Then she smirked. Fine. You want a divorce? Then I will make sure you regret it. I folded my arms. Oh yeah? And how do you plan to do that? She leaned in, voice dripping with venom. By making sure our sons hate you. I went cold. Lisa had always been selfish. Manipulative. Cruel, even. But this was a new low. I clenched my jaw. You are really willing to use our kids as pawns just to hurt me? She smiled sweetly. I will do whatever it takes. I took a deep breath, forcing myself to stay calm. Thanks for saying that out loud, Lisa. She blinked. What? I held up my phone. I recorded that too. Her face dropped. And just like that, I had everything I needed. Lisa's face went from smug to panicked in an instant. You recorded that, she stammered. I nodded, holding up my phone. Crystal clear audio. So now when you try to turn the kids against me in court, I have proof that you planned it out of pure spite. Her hands balled into fists, and for a second I actually thought she might try to slap me. Instead, she let out a frustrated scream and stomped away like a toddler throwing a tantrum. I sat back in my chair, feeling something I had not felt in months. For so long I had felt powerless, like I was being played for a fool while my wife laughed behind my back. But now I had control. And she knew it. That weekend, Lisa avoided me. She barely spoke to me, spent most of her time locked in the bedroom, probably scrambling for a way to salvage this mess she had created. But it was too late. Monday morning, the divorce papers were officially filed. When she saw them sitting on the kitchen counter, she snatched them up and flipped through them, her face twisting in disgust. You're serious? She let out a bitter laugh. You really think you were getting full custody? I smirked. I think the court will love the recordings I have of you admitting to cheating, lying, and planning to manipulate our kids. Her eye twitched. You wouldn't. I will, I cut in. And I already sent copies to my lawyer. She slammed the papers down. You are such an asshole. I shrugged. Maybe. But at least I am not a lying, cheating, manipulative piece of garbage. She flinched. For the first time, I saw something in her eyes that almost looked like regret. But I knew better. Lisa was not capable of real guilt. She snatched a pen off the counter. Fine. You want a divorce? You got it. She scribbled her signature down with so much force I thought she might tear the paper. Then she threw the pen across the room and stormed out. And just like that, our marriage was officially over. Or at least, that was what I thought. Because Lisa? She was not done causing chaos just yet. I thought Lisa signing the papers would be the end of it. That she would take the loss and move on. But I underestimated just how unhinged she really was. The next morning, I woke up to screaming. Not from the kids. From Lisa. I groggily checked my phone, 6:13 a.m. What the hell? I got out of bed, walked into the hallway, and there she was standing in the living room, throwing my clothes all over the place. What the hell are you doing? I asked, still half asleep. She spun around, her face twisted in rage. You think you can kick me out of my own house? I blinked. What? She shoved the divorce papers in my face. You wrote in the agreement that you get the house. You thought I would just sign that and not realize. I sighed. Lisa, you already signed it. She froze for half a second, then threw the papers across the room. Well, I am unsigning it. I pinched the bridge of my nose. That is not how contracts work. I do not care, she screeched. I am not leaving. I exhaled slowly, trying to keep my cool. Lisa, you cheated on me. In a taxi. And you think you still have the right to live in the house that I pay for? Her lip curled. I am the mother of your children. Yes. And they will have a stable home with me. Not with you bringing random Bolt drivers into their lives. She let out an animalistic growl. I swear to God, she actually growled, then stormed past me, grabbing her phone. I am calling my lawyer. I shrugged. Go for it. She froze. Wait, what? I smiled. Call him. Let me know how that goes when he tells you that you already signed everything and there is nothing you can do. Her mouth opened, then closed. Then opened again. Then she screamed in frustration and threw her phone at the wall. I just shook my head. Lisa, throwing a tantrum is not going to change the fact that you did this to yourself. She stood there, breathing heavily, her whole body shaking with rage. And then? She did the pettiest thing I have ever seen in my life. She grabbed my car keys. Before I could react, she ran outside, jumped into my car, and sped off like a lunatic. I just stood there, watching her disappear down the street, thinking, did she really just steal my damn car? I pulled out my phone, ready to call the police. Because if Lisa wanted to play stupid games, she was about to win some very real prizes. Lisa just stole my damn car. At first, I stood there in shock, watching my own vehicle disappear down the street like some scene out of a bad soap opera. Then I snapped out of it. No, I was not going to let her pull this shit. I pulled out my phone and immediately called the police. 911, what's your emergency? Yes, my soon-to-be ex-wife just stole my car. The dispatcher asked a few questions, make, model, license plate, description of Lisa. I gave them everything. Then they asked, do you want to press charges? I did not even hesitate. Yes. Lisa wanted to act crazy? Fine. Let her deal with actual consequences. About 30 minutes later, my phone rang. It was an unknown number. I answered. Hello? Hey, is this MR Richard? A male voice asked. Yes. This is Officer Daniels with the local PD. We have Lisa in custody. She was pulled over for reckless driving and became hostile with the officers. We need you to come down to the station. I almost laughed. Of course, she did. Of course, she made it worse for herself. Be right there, I said, grabbing my jacket. When I arrived at the police station, Lisa was screaming in the holding area. This is unfair. He is my husband. This is my car too. One of the officers looked exhausted. Ma'am, the vehicle is legally in his name. That means you stole it. She spotted me walking in and lost it. Oh, you think you were so smart, huh? You called the cops on the mother of your children. I crossed my arms. Lisa, you literally stole my car. What did you expect? Her face turned red. You are a pathetic excuse for a man. You are a... The officer cut her off. Ma'am, you can argue about your personal problems in court. Right now, you are looking at grand theft auto and resisting arrest. Her jaw dropped. Grand theft, what? Oh, now she was realizing how bad she screwed up. The officer turned to me. Would you like to drop the charges? Lisa's head snapped towards me, her eyes wide. I could see the panic setting in. She expected me to back down. She expected me to roll over like I always had. But I was not that man anymore. I looked the officer right in the eye and said, no. I want to proceed with the charges. Lisa screamed. And honestly, it was the sweetest sound I had ever heard. Lisa lost her mind. You can't do this. You're my husband, she shrieked, thrashing against the officer's grip like a rabid animal. The officer let out a tired sigh. Ma'am, he can absolutely do this. You stole his vehicle. You resisted arrest. And now you are disturbing the peace inside a police station. If you keep this up, we will add more charges. She turned to me wild-eyed. You are seriously going to let them arrest me? Over a stupid car? I crossed my arms. Lisa, you brought this on yourself. Her whole body shook with rage. Then she started crying. Not real crying. No, this was Lisa's signature move, fake, manipulative sobbing meant to make me feel guilty. It was just a mistake, she whimpered. I was emotional. You just threw a divorce in my face. You were trying to ruin my life. Please, just drop the charges and we can work something out. I tilted my head. Work something out? Like how you do something out with Kevin in his back seat. Her face twisted in rage again, but she quickly smoothed it over, putting on her innocent victim act. Think about the kids, please. I took a deep breath, then looked her dead in the eye. I am thinking about the kids. That is why I will never let them grow up thinking your behavior is normal. Her jaw dropped. The officer nodded. All right, sir. We will process the charges. If you need anything else, you can contact us directly. A few hours later, I got a call from Lisa's sister, Rachel. She never really liked me, always took Lisa's side in everything. So I was not surprised when she started yelling the second I answered. Are you out of your mind? You got Lisa arrested? I sighed. Rachel, she stole my car. What was I supposed to do? Let her get away with it. She is the mother of your children. And? That does not make her immune to consequences. Rachel let out a frustrated groan. She said you were trying to take everything from her. The house, the kids, her life. I cut in. Rachel, Lisa ruined her own life. And if she is calling you from jail, maybe she should take a second to think about where she went wrong instead of playing the victim. There was silence on the other end. Then, Rachel huffed. You are a monster. You will regret this. She hung up. I stared at my phone, shaking my head. No, Rachel. The only person regretting anything right now is Lisa. Lisa spent 2 nights in jail. I wish I could say I felt bad for her, but honestly, it was the best sleep I had gotten in months. The house was quiet, peaceful. No screaming, no lying, no insane tantrums. Just me and the boys, watching movies, eating pizza, and enjoying the calm before the storm. Because I knew Lisa was not going down without a fight. And I was right. On the morning of her release, my phone started blowing up. Lisa, enjoy your little victory while it lasts, asshole. Lisa, you think you can take my kids from me? Watch me destroy you in court. Lisa, I hope you drop dead. Lisa, oh, and by the way, Kevin is picking me up. We are celebrating. I just chuckled. Celebrating what? The fact that she had an arrest record now? A few hours later, I heard a car pull up outside. I looked out the window. Sure enough, it was Kevin's Bolt. Lisa stepped out looking pissed off. She slammed the door shut and stormed toward the house. The second she stepped inside, she started up again. You are a sick, twisted a. I held up a hand. Lisa. Shut up. She gasped, eyes wide. Did you just? Yes. I did. Because I am done listening to your bullshit. She blinked, clearly not expecting that. I sighed. Lisa, you are free now. Congratulations. But here is the reality, you have an arrest record, our divorce is already in motion, and I have every ounce of proof I need to make sure I get custody of the kids. Her hands trembled. You can't do this. I stepped closer. I am doing this. She swallowed hard, her anger fading into something else. Something I had not seen in her before. Panic. Because for the first time in her life, Lisa had lost control. Lisa stood there, breathing heavily, her face pale. For the first time in our entire marriage, she had no power over me. I could see it in her eyes, the desperate attempt to come up with some last-minute manipulation, some way to twist things back in her favor. But there was nothing left to twist. I had the proof. The court had the papers. The cops had the arrest record. She was finished. You can't do this to me, she whispered, voice shaking. I let out a humorless laugh. Lisa, I didn't do anything to you. You did this to yourself. Tears welled up in her eyes, but I knew better than to fall for it. I crossed my arms. You need to start packing your things. You are moving out today. Her whole body stiffened. Where am I supposed to go? Not my problem. She let out a bitter laugh. Wow. 10 years of marriage and you throw me out like garbage. I smirked. That is funny, coming from the woman who literally threw our marriage away for a few rides in a Bolt. Her face twisted in rage, but before she could start another tantrum, I stepped closer. I want you out before the kids get home. You have embarrassed yourself enough already. Lisa clenched her jaw. You are going to regret this. I smiled. No, Lisa. The only thing I regret is not leaving you sooner. 1 month later, Lisa lost everything in court. The judge took one look at the recordings, the police report, and the custody evaluation and handed me full custody of our sons. Lisa got visitation rights only every other weekend under supervision. She tried everything: crocodile tears, fake remorse, even more lies, but nothing worked. Kevin? The Bolt driver? Yeah, he dumped her ass the second she lost the house and her cushy lifestyle. Now Lisa was living with her sister, who stopped talking to me completely, by the way, not that I cared. As for me, I was free. No more gaslighting. No more drama. Just me and my boys, living a peaceful, happy life. And Lisa? She was nothing more than a bad memory.